Hey friends, every step I'm about to share has been verified by the mechanics here at the shop, so take it easy, this can be fixed. Reassuring. Look, when a customer comes in with that shift to P otherwise vehicle can roll away message on their Audi, the first thing we tell them is not to panic. In most cases, it's not that the transmission is bad, it's that the car isn't properly detecting that it's already in park. Basically, the system thinks the vehicle could still move, so it throws that warning. Calm. Now, something we hear all the time from customers is, I have to move the shifter a few times for it to go away, or it's already in P but the car doesn't recognize it. That's when we're pretty clear in the shop. This usually points to a sensor or shifter switch issue, not the transmission itself. Like one of our techs says, if it goes into P but doesn't show it, it's electronic, not mechanical. On the other hand, we've also seen cases where the problem shows up gradually. A customer might say it started happening once in a while, but then the message stayed on permanently. That's because the gear selector wears out internally over time and starts sending incorrect signals. It's like the car becomes unsure of what gear it's actually in. Building on what we see every day, some customers notice this issue right after a battery replacement or electrical work. In those situations, the system can get slightly out of sync and needs to relearn the positions. Sometimes just turning the car off, waiting a bit, and turning it back on fixes it. But if it doesn't, then it's time to dig deeper. Also, we can't ignore something pretty common: dirt buildup or physical wear in the shifter. We've had customers say the shifter feels loose or doesn't click firmly into P. When that happens, the sensor can't properly detect the position. We've cleaned mechanisms in the shop and seen big improvements, but when there's real wear, the part usually needs to be replaced. Meanwhile, in some less common cases, the issue comes from the electrical side. We've seen loose wiring or connectors that aren't making good contact, causing the signal to not reach properly. I remember one customer saying, "I thought it was something serious," and it turned out to be just a connector. We fixed it, and the problem never came back. When a customer wants a permanent fix, we always recommend doing a proper diagnosis. We start with the basics, like making sure the shifter is engaging correctly or resetting the system. But if the message is still there, the most common solution is to inspect or replace the gear selector module, since that's usually where the fault is.